Okay, so are you ready to dive deep today?
I am definitely ready.
Literally deep
Like,
into a topic that I think we've all heard of before, but
yeah.
maybe not all of us are super familiar with the science of,
Right.
and that is blue balls. We have a really fascinating source today from the Healthy Cast channel.
Okay.
And they talked with a urologist about blue balls.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, you know what? This is something that I think a lot of our listeners might be
Yeah,
curious about.
absolutely.
So why don't we just dive in?
Let's get into it.
All right. So imagine this. You're in a moment,
Okay.
of intense arousal,
Uh-huh.
but then things don't progress as planned.
Mm-hmm.
What happens next?
Well, I'm glad you asked because we're going to talk about blue balls, or as it's known clinically, epididymal hypertension.
Oh, okay. So that's the
Clinical term?
Yeah, the fancy term.
Fancy term. Okay.
Yeah. So essentially, that's when blood pressure builds up in the testicles.
Specifically in the epididymis, which is the little tube that stores and carries sperm.
So, okay, rewind a second, blood pressure in the testicles.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds kind of serious. Is this something that guys should be like
No.
freaking out about?
Don't freak out.
I got
It's a temporary and benign condition.
Okay.
So think of it like this.
Mhm.
When a man is aroused, blood flow to the genitals increases, right?
Yeah.
So that engorges the tissues.
Mm-hmm.
But if things don't reach, shall we say,
Jekyll.
a natural conclusion,
Yeah.
that blood can kind of get stuck,
Oh.
and that creates pressure and discomfort.
Okay.
And that's that blue balls sensation.
Oh, so it's like a traffic jam.
Exactly. It's a traffic jam down there.
area.
And just like a traffic jam, it eventually clears up
Okay.
on its own.
Okay.
But the veins that are responsible for carrying the blood back to the heart, those are dilated and engorged. And that causes that pressure, and sometimes even a bluish tint to the skin, which is where we get the very colorful nickname.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I know that our urologist mentioned that if the pain is severe
Yes.
or doesn't go away,
Yeah.
it's time to see a doctor.
Absolutely, because we need to distinguish this from conditions like epididymitis,
Oh, wow.
which is inflammation of the epididymis,
Okay.
or testicular torsion, which is where the spermatic cord gets twisted.
That sounds
Those require medical attention.
scary.
Yes. So if you're having severe pain, that's not going away.
Yeah.
It's not blue balls anymore.
So
Go to the doctor.
Okay, good point. Now, is this just a young guy thing, or
That's a good question.
can this happen
It's a common question.
at any age?
It is more common in younger men
Okay.
who are often more, shall we say, enthusiastic
Yeah.
and less experienced,
Okay.
but it can occur at any stage of life.
Oh, wow.
The important thing to remember is that it's harmless and it doesn't cause any lasting damage.
Okay.
Yeah, no need to freak out.
That's reassuring to hear.
Right.
So, I mean, what does this all mean for us?
Well, I think on a practical level,
Yeah.
understanding this physiology can help us navigate intimate situations with more empathy and open communication.
I think that's a really good point, because if you're, in a situation with a partner
Yeah.
and they're experiencing this and you understand that it is a real physical sensation.
Right. It's not just something they're making up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then that could encourage a lot more understanding between partners.
Absolutely. And it just highlights the importance of clear communication and being attuned to each other's needs and comfort levels.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's really great advice. And I think this has been a really fascinating
I agree.
deep dive. So blue balls, not just a punchline,
Not just a joke.
but a window into,
Yeah.
our biology and even
Relationships. Yeah.
our relationships. Who knew?
Lots to learn about blue balls.
What a fascinating deep dive.
Indeed.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Bye.
Bye.